Hey y'all, what up? It's me, Nate Almighty, and I'm back with another Raising Kanan Season 4, possibly 5, theory and prediction video. The topic of today's theory: Jukebox gave Kanan his scar for working with Unique after Unique killed Marvin. Now, I know y'all seen the thumbnail. I know y'all seen the opening images that I just displayed for y'all while I was saying this introduction. I don't know if it's AI. I don't know what's going on, but this looks very telling. Now, these pictures were given to me before the season started or very early in the season, where a fan who I have on Instagram was telling me about Unique possibly killing Marvin. Now, I didn't lend no credence to it. I still don't want to lend any credence to it, but in case this happens, I want to be on the right side of history, okay? Because why in the hell does Unique appear to have Marvin's chain in more than one photo? I'm going to explain why. If Unique kills Marvin, Kanan will still find it advantageous to work with Marvin, and why Jukebox could find out and attack Kanan over it, thus giving him his scar that we know him for having in OG power. I'm going to explain how all this could be possible and how it all connects, because it's all connected. This video is going to be another banger. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, now, y'all, let's break it down like this, okay? When I say that Jukebox gave Kanan his scar for working with Unique after Unique killed Marvin, there's questions we have to ask ourselves and there's answers we have to look for, okay? You've seen the pictures. Why does Unique have Marvin's chain? And you got to understand, most likely the only way that Unique would have Marvin's chain on and be walking around with it will be either something happens and the chain ends up off Marvin's neck and Unique is wearing it to taunt them, or more likely it could mean that Unique killed Marvin, okay? The next question is, why would Unique kill Marvin if that picture of Unique with Marvin's chain is indeed from either the end of season 4 or season 5? Of course, the answer why he killed Marvin would be to further destroy Rock, because he knows that Marvin is Rock's enforcer, and also to gain favor with Phil Russo, as them knowing that Unique killed the person who violated so many Italians. And he would wear it as a badge of honor in order to gain favor, like I said, okay? Now, how Unique gets the drop on Marvin? Marvin has been making so many mistakes, seemingly every single episode of season 4. We also know that if it wasn't for Jukebox, he'd be a dead man right now, okay? And yes, it would be Jukebox's fault. But Marvin has been fucking up every single episode of season 4. He's worse than he was in season 1, man. That betrayal by Gerald just set him all the way back, okay? How Unique would be able to kill Marvin? We know early on in the season that Unique almost had the drop on Lou. If that Karen didn't come to speak to Lou, or if Unique didn't care and said, okay, both of them can get it, Lou would be at pack, okay? Now, with that being said, now we have the reasons why Unique would kill Marvin, and we also have the reasons why he would be wearing the chain. And now we got to discuss, right, why Kanan would still find it advantageous to work with Unique, or how this all results in Kanan still working with Unique even if Unique killed Marvin, right? Okay? If Kanan works with Unique while knowing what Unique did, it's because Marvin killed Famous, and he knows for sure that Marvin killed Famous, okay? And he was probably lied to about it first, which would make him really not care because he's so sick and tired of being lied to by not only Rock, but now it would include the rest of his family, okay? And because Marvin will have been proven to have killed Famous, Kanan would be so far gone that he would not give a fuck because he probably wanted to kill Marvin his damn self, alright? Plus, after everything that Unique does, Unique will become a plug and somebody who Kanan would need. And now when we have Jukebox, okay? Jukebox finds out and considers this a huge betrayal and attacks Kanan. Now I also want to add that in the middle of this, right? If this is all true, Jukebox possibly was told by Marvin early on, yeah, I did have to put Famous down for whatever reason. And then Jukebox thus will partake in furthering the lie to Kanan for some amount of time, okay? Further making Kanan not give a flying fuck how Jukebox feels about the situation. He would consider it being my whole family betrayed me, minus Lou, of course. My whole family betrayed me. I'm my own man. I'm gonna do what I want. And like I said, this leads to Jukebox finding out and saying, how you gonna work with the nigga who killed my dad? And she will attack Kanan. Now, part of this, right? We may find out that she sliced Kanan and could have killed him, but didn't, because at the point where this fight happens, right, he will be the only family, I'm talking about Kanan, will be the only family she has left, right? And even though she's a psycho, she still loves Kanan, right? So, she chose not to shoot Kanan and finish him off. We gotta understand, Jukebox is gonna be carrying the piece every day now, right? Especially after Marvin give her that gun. Now, if she got the slicer too, she's still gonna have that piece. I do believe that if this theory is true, she would have the option to kill Kanan, but choose not to, thus giving us the opportunity to see everything play out into what we eventually seen in OG Power, okay? Now, another thing, when we go back to Unique having Marvin's chain, Kanan could have eventually, after the whole slicing incident, right, just to kind of square things off with Jukebox and make her feel better about the situation, Kanan could have gotten Unique to give him Marvin's chain later on for whatever reason, and then Kanan would then give Jukebox Marvin's chain to keep, making her feel at least somewhat better about the situation. And now I want to talk about predictions leading into Power Origins. It will be interesting, right? Because we may see a scenario where Jukebox is becoming a bully. She's an antagonist of both Kanan and Unique, who I'm still predicting is Breeze, right? And it could be a situation where Unique and Jukebox decide to go at each other and try to kill each other for obvious reasons. But they find a reason to leave Kanan out of it. And they tell each other, hey, stay out of this. I'm going to kill that nigga the very first chance I get. And then you'll have a scenario where Jukebox is going to be meddling in whatever she finds out Kanan and Unique got going on. She's going to be a threat. She's going to be a problem. And we know that she will be around during Power Origins for the simple fact that Ghost and Tommy are very well aware of who Jukebox is when Jukebox is mentioned in OG Power. And not only that, right, they know what she's capable of, and they were wary of her, especially when they found out that it was Jukebox of all people who had Tariq in her clutches, okay? I want to end this video by saying this is not my theory. However, The fact that Unique had Marvin's chain is very, very telling, especially when we come to find out that this is probably from season 5. The pictures that you've seen are from season 5 where they've been filming. There's a lot of unanswered questions, and we can expect season 4 to end on an even bigger cliffhanger than season 3 ended. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's God get that. That's touched by an ink. That's on the dome, nigga.